I'm Margaret. I am a mother of two young adults, Jeremy and Ryan. I have retired from my professional career for the last 9 years. I'm also a caregiver to my husband, who is suffering from cognitive emotive disorder for the last 15 years. While caring for my husband, I too have to take note of my children's mental well-being and mental health state. Jeremy, my eldest boy, was 14 at that time, but he was pretty mature at that age compared to most other boys. He asked the doctor, would I have the same illness as my dad? Ryan, then 8, was confused and fearful at the change he saw in his dad. I brought them both to see my husband's psychiatrist for him to explain in layman terms what the illness is all about and for them to ask questions. So I had to demonstrate leadership through my actions by bringing my husband to all my high achievers events, globally as well as in AP. My boys used to ask me a question. Mom, are you not afraid that Dad would be acting out? That was before the Hawaii trip, a global event. I told him, no, I am dealing with mature adults. If your dad acted out, I would explain the situation to them, and I'm sure they would understand. I had my share of mistakes during the onset of my husband's illness. I was so self-absorbed in my own emotions that I threatened divorce when my husband was not cooperating with his treatment. What woke me up one day was I overheard a conversation between my boys. Ryan asked Jeremy, who do you think Mom would bring with her if she divorces Dad? Jeremy responded, well, it will be you, because you're much younger and you needed her. She would leave me behind because I'm old enough to take care of Dad. Then Ryan responded, no, I think Mom would bring you along with her. She's always so busy traveling about. She has no time to take care of me. You do not need anybody to take care of you, so she will bring you along. That really broke my heart. So I gave them assurance that I would never mention the word again and that we would ride out the journey together through thick and thin. As a teenager, I learned this from my mom. She would honestly share her feelings with me when she was down. I was her listening ear. Similarly, I would do the same with a close friend whom I trust. Instead of comparing myself with others, I would ask myself, am I better off today versus yesterday? I would be kinder to myself and not being hard on myself. Additionally, I would confront my shame instead of suppressing it. I would draw upon all my reserves of positive memories to negate or counter the negative experiences that I faced in caregiving for my husband. As an example, my husband used to be warm and loving towards me. He would even hug me from behind when I was brushing my teeth. And when we walked side by side, he would put my hand across his chest. And I really miss those feelings. So when I miss those feelings, I would draw upon all these positive experiences that I had with him and soak myself in it to negate the negative feelings that I got from his cold hugs. He no longer hugged me as warmly as before, nor even want to hold my hands when we walk side by side. During this time, I lean in on my family, my siblings and their families. I'm very fortunate to be able to do so because we are close-knitted families. By leaning on my siblings and their families, it is about inclusiveness. It makes my children feel that they are accepted by family members, and therefore they would have confidence that they will be accepted by the society as well. The first step towards journey of healing is destigmatization. Destigmatization is the first step towards healing. Until you have internalized any shame, it is difficult to move forward. Destigmatization starts from the core self and from home. You cannot expect the society to accept your loved one who has mental health issues if a family member feels the stigma. Once I was able to shake off the stigma, I was courageous to approach others for information about treatment options and side effects management. Also, to sum it all, owning up to reality is key. Do not hide the truth. I would start with 2 quotes. The first, we fear what we do not understand. And this is by Dan Brown. And the second quote, our best defense is knowledge. This is by Star Trek Voyager. By educating the public about brain illness, it helped reduce the stigma through awareness. A brain illness would be like having other form of illness. It would not be a taboo. 2 key success factors for me in coping as a caregiver is spirituality and relationships. After I retire from the corporate world, I invested in rebuilding all my relationships, and that really helped me deal with all my emotional stresses. The spirituality part of it allows me to fall in love with my husband all over, even after I witness all the ugliness from the symptoms of his illness. Without the love of God in my life, I think it would be very difficult for me to love my husband and sustain my caregiving journey. Other than that, I do keep myself active. I have regular walks with close friends. I'm not into gardening, cooking, but I have friends who are actively trying to educate me about sustainability. And I have friends who feed me very well with their baking and their cooking. So I'm blessed indeed. Having social and employment inclusiveness helps a patient in recovery to integrate into the community and provides a conducive environment for them to stay well and be independent. Last but not least, I authored a book, One Husband, Two Men, to share about my journey as a caregiver and how my family has coped through the years. I hope the book would help others learn from my mistakes, and prepare them for their caregiving journey. When we educate the public about mental health and mental illness, there would be community carers out there who could help look out for people with potential symptoms and refer them to relevant organizations for support and assistance.